Hey guys, welcome to the weird... No, wait.
Yeah, you did it wrong. You did it wrong.
Okay. We're gonna do it.
Okay.
Hey guys. Well, I said hey guys like...
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to the...
Weird Flex.
But okay podcast.
Da.
This is the comedy Weebs workouts and advice podcast where we answer your questions.
Yeah.
And we rant about things.
Yes.
Mostly wholesome, beautiful weeb rants, but
And
rants
tacos.
nonetheless. Yes, we are very otaku here.
She got it. See, I like it. It's like, man, we got more chemistry than science class over here.
Hey,
You see
oh
this?
my god, I sucked in science class. Please don't bring me back to the trauma. of
Okay,
high
well,
school.
we're gonna work it through. We're gonna get you an A.
Work through our
Fine.
problems together because that's what we do. So, guys, I want to tell you a little story real quick. We've been in a call for the past almost 2 hours trying to fix some technical issues that
Since
ended up...
9:30.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like 10:30 my time, but
Well, different for me. So you get it longer
yeah.
then.
Yeah. So it's been rough, but he is like the best friend for sitting here and sticking with me.
Like
trying to get through
Spider-Man.
all of this. Yes, like Spider-Man, which was amazing and which we will be talking about today. And guys, it's about to be 2019. Like,
I'm about to be old again.
yeah, your birthday's coming up. A lot is happening. We haven't recorded for a few weeks because we've been traveling a lot.
Right.
But
I went to
yeah.
see the LA movie. She went to KaniDay. I fought
Yeah.
Broly. She fought deer. You know the works. That's what we always do.
I fed deer, but fighting, I fought them with my love. So that's
That's the
one way
worst
to
kind of
describe it.
fighting.
But yeah,
'Cause
for
it makes you
anybody
feel.
who is new to our podcast, which would be crazy, go listen to our first 2 episodes. I am Katy Johnson, aka KaniDay online, and I am a voice actress / convention runner / worker with her. I work with Comic-Con. I've worked with Dragon Con. I used to be a director at Falcon. I do voice acting online, and it's pretty cool. Like with Creepy Productions, Dr. Crafty, and just freelance. And I also love to talk about shit with my friend Jordan. And that's what we're doing today. And Jordan, why don't you tell them who you are, even though they probably know because you're amazing.
It's me. You already know.
I'm
The boy, JaxBlade. No, actually, you know what? I gotta say this for us. I hate when people say, "Yo, it's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy." I'm not your boy. I don't know you. I hate that so much. So I'm JaxBlade. Go on my YouTube channel. I do workouts based on video games, cartoons, anime, and comic book characters. I'll make you super just saying. I also am a personal trainer for the last 8 years now. 8 years, dang, yeah. And I get recertified every 2 years, so that's good.
Oh my god.
But that's me. And then I found this girl, and it's fitting she runs all these cons because she's a trickster, so she's a bit of a con girl.
Dude, I've been going to cons for like 11 years now, and yes, I am a con artiste, you could say.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I go to the
winner.
dealer's room, I like to sell hard drugs, aka Pocky and Ramune, because those are the hardest drugs.
What does Pocky taste like? I heard it's bitter.
It's really crunchy. It's really...
Is it actually good, or is it just like...
No, I really like it. There's this stuff called like Yan Yan that's like a Dunkaroo version of Pocky. But I like
Dunkaroos are
Pocky.
freaking awesome.
Those are really tasty, but they're not Pocky.
Okay, fine. Whatever then.
But yeah,
right,
I think we've made it through the intro.
Well, I wanted to ask about your week in KaniDay. Sorry, my thing fell over.
Oh, heck, you're right. Yeah, like you're fine. we are a makeshift.
My thing fell
starting
over
out
on me.
podcast.
That's what you're hearing in the background.
You will hear all of the technical difficulties because we
Also,
love you and we want to give you an organic experience. But yeah, we've been traveling a lot lately. He was just a guest at the Dragon Ball Broly
LA premiere. It was
They
awesome.
invited him out there, and then I've been in Canada for a week just being in Canada. Like, nothing special. But, I was in Canada, and that's pretty cool.
That is pretty awesome. Montreal with the powdered milk.
Yeah. I didn't get to try that, but I tried lots of food. I tried the beaver tail stuff. I almost tried poutine, but I didn't get to.
Why? What do you mean you didn't try? That's like the number one thing you try in Montreal.
I had a family member that had it, but then, they ate it before I could get a bite, and I was sad.
All of it? What did they just swallow it? It's like, what do you mean?
I was in the process of getting food, and they had already sat down before me, and so when I sat down,
Well, why didn't you get poutine when you were in the process of getting food?
Because I didn't want to pay for something that I might not like. I wanted to try it.
But you know you like cheese curds and gravy and fries.
I don't like cheese curds. That's the thing. So I was nervous.
Wait, you told... Okay. I'm sorry, chat. We need to have a talk. Katy, come here for a second. You told me before you like cheese.
I love cheese, but not the curds. I don't like the texture.
What's the difference between cheese curds and cheese?
Well,
I didn't know there was a difference.
Well, when they're like on fries and stuff, like it's just a little mushier and weird. Like I'm very weird about texture.
I get you.
And even though I've grown up like in the South, I'm not a big fan of gravy. Like,
do you prefer white gravy?
No, I don't like gravy at all. I like my mashed potatoes plain with pepper. I am a white saltine cracker.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, okay, but do you like butter at least in your potatoes? Oh my God! Well, see, chat. I'm learning a lot about her today too. Yeah, but I thought you liked butter.
My grandma makes these potatoes, and I usually hate mayonnaise, but we talked about it before.
Yeah, we talked about this.
This have a little bit of mayonnaise in them, and I like it. So I am as white as they get, I guess.
Oh yeah, ginger.
But yeah, you were traveling to California. I was traveling to Canada, and now we're back, and we're a few days away from New Year. And your birthday.
Yeah, December 31st, baby.
And we're on our 3rd episode. Like, this is really cool that we've been able to, like, keep doing this.
Yeah, it's really fun. Really fun. Yeah, and like, LA was pretty fun, too. I had the greatest donut I've ever consumed in my life in LA.
Bitch, if you want to talk about donuts, I was in Canada, and they have Tim Hortons that I ate every goddamn day. And, oh my God, Tim Hortons has some of the best donuts. And coffee.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I've had Tim Hortons, and this donut kicked the crap out of Tim Hortons when I bit into it. It was like that scene from Ratatouille with the guy when he, like, ate the whatever he ate. The Ratatouille. oh my God, yeah, the Ratatouille. When he ate the Ratatouille, and then he's just like, he flashes back to his childhood. It was like one of those, like, euphoric moments, because, like, all I got was, I was like, all right, what should I get here? I want to try some. I'm in LA and I've had enough In-N-Out for the week, and then I got it and I was like, vanilla cake donut. All right, let me try this. And then they said this honey wheat glazed donut. I was like, all right, let me try this. And they had this chocolate fudge donut. I was like, all right, let me try this. And then I bit into the vanilla one. Mind blown. Like tongue like started just like spazzing out, like, oh my God. And then like the chocolate one, oh God, it was like the biggest thing. I had to keep going to the gym. Like, I'm glad that my teacher went with me to that, my trainer, my old coach, like he went with me to the premiere, and we would always work out every day. Like we would run 4 miles every day, and we would lift weights. So it was just like it was good to have someone who likes to work out with you, because it's like if I'm just like with someone who just likes to eat,
if I would have been there, I would have just wanted to eat the donuts, go to the movie thing, and just like do a bunch of weeb stuff. I would have been like, hey, let's go see what Jason's doing. Let's go see what Blank is doing. Like, let's go play video games.
Let's work out. Let's go do push-ups until we throw up. No, but it was amazing. Like, the movie experience, there were so many voice actors there. Some of them recognized me. I didn't even know that. Here's a fun side fact. So, me and Pro ZD were supposed to walk the red carpet, but we got into the wrong line. And so, like, what happened was, like, because I checked my email. I made sure of this, so I'm not like talking out my ass here. They said like, do you want to walk the red carpet thing for this premiere? I was like, oh hell yeah, sure. Now I could have, but I got into the wrong line where they just gave you the ticket and then you go and you walk like to your seat, and then that was pretty much it. Me and Pro ZD did that, but I could have did it. And that is just part of me. It's just like, no.
But you probably should have like done what I would have done and just printed out the email and been like, excuse me, lad, I have this email here.
No, but real talk, there was like this whole issue with the thing, because like I thought that I wasn't going to get in, probably because I didn't print out my tickets. I had them on my phone, like, because I was like, I was so paranoid that for some reason the email would be erased that I was invited, and it would just be like some sitcom sketch that like, oh no, like he was invited but he doesn't have a ticket, and then like I'd just be like, I flew out here for fucking nothing, and I'd be like, no, I'm gonna sneak into the damn theater. And I gotta say, this Broly movie, phenomenal. If you are an anime fan in general, you don't have to be a massive fan of Dragon Ball Z. Just go see the Broly movie. You don't have to be a fan of Dragon. I want to make that perfectly clear. If you go into this movie, and because the beginning of it tells you, I'm not spoiling anything, it tells you about the like how the movie, like how the world works in this universe. Everyone, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you know who Goku is. You're a fan of TFS, or go this. Just go see this movie.
Yeah.
Please go see this movie in theaters. That goes for you too, Katie. You go see it, even though if you don't understand what's going on.
Like,
go see it.
When I was seeing all of the stories and stuff from it, and everybody that was there, I was like, shit, that looks like so much fun.
You
like,
should
even
watch
though I don't
it.
know anything about Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Well, I know a little bit from.
She watched Team 4-Star.
I
there you go.
Up with the Team 4-Star version.
So, well, I mean, the thing about the Team... So, you watched the old Broly movie, then? The TFS version?
Yes, I've seen everything TFS has ever put out, ever.
Okay,
I was
so...
kind of obsessed.
This is actually kind of good, because TFS isn't like, Nun Peace or Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, where they, sort of make up their own story. They give you the same story, but literally, they abridge it. So, it's literally the most thing... It's just the story shortened, but it's still the actual story. So you could go into this Broly movie and enjoy it.
Oh man, I
go do
want
it.
To see it.
Go do it.
I just want to go watch Spider-Man 8 more times though.
Dude, I've already seen it 8 times, so get on my level.
Oh, it's so.
I took
good.
my dad to see it, and we both cried. we were both tearing up at the father-son scene.
Oh, I mean, but yeah, definitely. It was such a good movie, and we will talk about the Spider-Man movie later.
Yes.
Into the podcast, but yeah, I'm glad that you had so much fun there, and we could probably rant about all the cool stuff you experienced there, and I experienced in Canada and whatnot. But I think
in Canada,
Jordan, I think it's time. I think it's time that we get to one of our first questions from one of our amazing people that submitted a question.
Okay. Yes.
So why don't you start us off, Jordan? I think this one's a little deep,
is a
so
big
we're gonna
one.
transition from our fun weeb talks.
Na na na. Da-na-na. Okay. All right, here we go. Sorry, let me just get this out my teeth. All right. Hi there, Katie and Jax. I want to ask you, how do I get over a girl? Because I had my heart broken recently. Aw, poor thing. And I also want to ask, because of my heartbreak, when my female friends are nice to me, I feel like I might fall for them in my vulnerable state. Please help me. I don't want to ruin my relationships. I just added the last part. You know what? No, this is by Son Goku. Not that Son Goku, because he doesn't care about his wife. Man. But, yes, you know what? We are both great for this question. Because, yes, everyone's been through it. Why don't you
start off with your opinion on this?
The first part or the second part of the question? You know what? I'll do the first half, and then I'll let you do the first half, and then the second half we can move on to. All right, so what I personally think of for this, because I've been through this, man. I know. I've taken that train more times than you can possibly imagine. What you want to do is just you let that train of heartbreak. You're scared. You see it coming. Like Bill Dotrieve from King of the Hill has one of the best quotes on this. It's just you're standing at the end of a tunnel and there's a train carrying a boxcar full of heartbreak heading right at you. And all you can do is let it hit you and try to find your legs. It's hard, but trust me, you can take it, get back up, wipe yourself off, and then keep moving forward. Now, what helped me a lot was, first off, I have a ton of friends around me that will always support me and all this stuff, but also a ton of self-improvement. I used my pain to motivate me to do better. When I messed up, I was in a dark place. I was just I couldn't see pictures of this person. They would just destroy my heart whenever I saw it. And so what I did was I actually, because I go to, and I don't say this because there's a stigma of saying oh, therapy is only for crazy people. And while I'm crazy, it's not like that. I just go every now and then just to check up.
Therapy's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's great. If you need it, definitely go get it. I highly, highly can't talk about it even more. It's just amazing. But one of the things my therapist said was to look, there has to be a point where you face what you're afraid of, and you conquer it. So what I did was I looked at the photo of the person who broke my heart, and I just broke down and cried, and ugly cried, and it was okay, and it was just ugly. I ugly cried in my room for 7 hours, and then that felt very relieving, and I was able to see pictures of them again without it physically damaging me. But I also use that to just motivate me further to make myself better. So like I remember I was working out a hell of a lot more because working out just made me feel like I'm in control of my life. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm a badass. And then I started working on my YouTube channel, and I was just like, I'm gonna work on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna make it bigger, I'm gonna make it better, I'm gonna do this every single week. And I made discipline. This was something I worked for every single week because I wanted it, and it like helped me. It was a fun hobby that I love to do, and I just did that over and over, and I built up, and I was able to grow from it. And then I don't know if you're on good terms with it, because I know some friends who are still on good terms with it. Me and this other person, like now we're on good terms, but we don't really see each other. It's just sort of like, okay, well, that's over with. But I want to make it perfectly clear to you that it's okay that if you don't talk to this person again, and if sometimes you don't get the closure, and that does hurt, but it's fine. Like, learn that life, you have so many great people in your life. There's 7 billion people on this planet that will, this one person, even though it hurts like hell right now, it'll pass. It'll pass. Trust me, dude.
I actually kind of want to like jump in right there. And there's a few points that you made that I kind of want to reiterate on and kind of put my perspective on. Mm-hmm. In that, like, don't compare yourself to others when it comes to how quickly you need to move on, or how long it takes you to do anything, whether it's succeeding or moving on from a relationship. Like for Jordan, he likes to work out, and he likes, worked on his YouTube channel, and that's his version of success. But for you, it could be as simple as like, I want to go to this school, or I want to start this new thing. And those can be things that you move on to and do. And one thing that I learned when I went through a lot of breakups, well, maybe not a lot, I've been in a few relationships. Every relationship I've been in, though, has been very serious and lasted at least about like 2 years, which was a long time for me, and for some people. And I'm monogamous, and I put usually my whole self into a relationship, and I can be kind of ride or die at times. Not saying that's how it should be, but that's kind of something that I would do. And so when it would end, it would destroy me. But one thing that it taught me was that when you're at the bottom, the only place you can go is up. And the only thing left to do is to heal and to get better. Right. And you have to let yourself see what's happening for what it is, understand it, and let yourself feel it. It's not weak to say and acknowledge, like, this sucks, this is bad, and this is how I feel. And maybe for some people it's like, oh, it's not that bad, you should be over it by now, or you shouldn't be reacting like this. But your feelings are valid no matter how long they last. And just because you're broken doesn't mean you don't deserve love, and doesn't mean that you can't love or be loved. And just because you're not 100% over something, never think in extremes. Just because something still affects you doesn't mean that you have to stay there. You have to keep moving forward for yourself and build a life for you that's so far away from what you attach yourself to with them. Because when you're in a relationship, your life can kind of coincide with this person, from your social life to your emotional life. And so when you break apart from that, it feels like you're actually losing a part of your life. And so you have to build yourself back up and create a life for yourself that doesn't have any room for their memory. Right. Unless, like, you want to eventually come back to them. Like, friend-wise, like, I have an ex that we're really good friends now. And it was like a high school ex, and he was like my first big breakup, and it really hit me. But now, we went on like a road trip to Maryland last year to go to MagFest. Like, we actually were able to do that because we were honest with each other about where we were. And so much time had passed, and so many other heartbreaks had happened, that it wasn't even a big thing anymore. But my most recent breakup, I mean, I'm with someone right now, and we've been together for almost 2.5 years now, and I'm so in love and so happy. But when we first got together, I had gotten out of one of the worst breakups ever. It was just a very bad situation, the circumstances in which it happened, and I thought I wasn't worthy of love, or like, I thought that I wasn't going to be able to give myself the way I had again. But I put on my big girl boots, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to live my life and do what makes me feel good and makes me feel happy. And I met my current boyfriend, Zach, a while when I was already in the relationship with the other guy, and we were friends. But after the breakup happened, I was just like, I'm just going to try this out. Sure, I'm still broken right now. I'm not over it. But I'm going to be 100% honest about where I am. And we're just going to talk. And that honesty and understanding from both sides of me, of where I was, and him of where I was, helped me to transition. And now I'm in one of the best relationships I've ever been in. Because I was honest with myself. I let myself feel that pain. And I let others know where I was. And their understanding and the love that they gave me helped to heal me.
Yeah.
And now I'm where I am. And
yes.
Yeah.
And you know what you can do? All right. Now, this is something that's really... All right, this is basically like I should do the inverse of Katy, but no.
Oh, man.
Like,
I kind of like lost track. I was just like ranting.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Use your hatred to give you strength.
Oh, my gosh.
To make you power. This actually works.
Love.
This actually
use
works.
Love and hope.
No, okay. I mean, look. All right. This is something... All right, look.
Well, okay.
I'm not gonna make this a toxic thing or anything like this. I'm gonna say this like this. All right, look. All right, some of my best clients are always the ones who've gotten out of breakups. So they're always like, no, I'm mad at this person. I'm gonna make them pay, whatever. Just like stuff like. Mm-hmm. No, you shouldn't have this mindset. But I'm saying like, it can help you to have a Sith Lord mentality. Just go like, yes, you know what? No, I'm gonna be better for me. This person, who the heck are they? I don't need them. You know, it's one of those things. Like, it's perfect. But for you. Is this... But, okay, seriously, though, if you can, end up like Sweet Katy here. Because I'm cold. I'm a cold person. I have a cold heart now.
Okay,
because
let me rephrase some stuff. I think, yes, you do need to be good. Like, you need to get better for you. But there is a satisfaction in knowing that, like, you've glowed up. And like,
yes, exactly.
That your current significant other is better. And that you've gotten better because of what you went through. And I truly believe that each relationship prepared me for the next one. And, like, everything that you go through, in some cases, you know, like...
Makes you stronger.
Yeah, will make
makes you
stronger.
harder.
I mean, in some cases, if somebody's being an asshole and abusing you and stuff, no, that...
You kill them.
Not
I mean, no, don't do kill them. I mean,
don't do that. But, you know...
You beat... if someone abuses you, you go into their sleep and you get the hedge clippers.
Oh, no.
No, okay, no. All right, seriously, though. All right, if someone's abusing you, get help as soon as possible. But if they try to put hands on you, by all means, kick him in the... or kick her in the you-know-what, because the girl's going to get abused too. Anyways, I'm going to just turn this into a serial killer question.
Your motivation should be, like, to build yourself up to a place you want to see it. But it's okay if you have a little bit of salt and pettiness in, like, knowing that you're growing. Because you're inevitably going to... sometimes with certain exes have thoughts of like,
but how about now? Because I'm up right now.
Yeah,
right now.
Like,
you know, stuff like that.
Oh, what are you doing right now? I'm doing better. But then you'll see them like post a picture of them being happy, and you'll be like, oh God, I suck.
I hate them. No, that's fine. But no, but
like, it'll happen.
Those are little things you can do. But like, I think we both did pretty good on that question. But now the second part of his question, I also feel like because of my heartbreak, when my female friends are nice to me, I might fall for them in a vulnerable state. Please help me. Okay, so I've been here. I have been here in this state many times.
I've also been on the receiving end of this.
Okay, so this is perfect. And no, it hasn't been between us. Don't you dare start this shit. No. Okay, but it's one of those things.
Jordan has actually been great because he hasn't pulled that fucking shit on me.
Okay, no, but like, okay,
I'm
so
I'm sorry, friend. I know you're vulnerable right now.
It's perfect. But okay, so all right, my friend. Sometimes you just can't help with the feeling. I understand that. Like, sometimes it's just like, oh, this person's nicest to me. I'm starting to feel for them. Oh my God, I'm starting to like get these emotions that I didn't think of. I could see myself with this person. And no. So like, what you should do, because it's a feeling of like, oh, this person made me feel this way, and it could potentially work out. But if it doesn't, whatever. And like, if you're both single, by all means, like I'd say, if you're both single and you're like made mutual attraction to each other, by all means, you know, maybe say like, hey, would you maybe want to, you know, get something to eat sometime or something like that? I kind of like you. But they say no, it's fine. Just, you know, move on, get on with your day. It's completely fine. But if, you know, they're in a relationship and you're like starting to feel like a crush, now this is one that can like F you up, my friend. So like what I do is I personally... while I like someone, I'll like look at like okay, this is gonna sound super, super petty, but it works. All right, this is one of those things where, all right, if I don't want to fall for someone, I will like look at like certain flaws that I do. Like, for instance, there was this girl last year that I was starting to have a crush on after the thing, but I didn't want to have a crush on. So like, I was just like, okay, what can I find that's really petty? And we're friends. I talk to this person all the time. We're still friends. And I met her in college. She's still an awesome friend. I talk to her on Facebook all the time. But I was just like, okay, I like girls with big boobs. She doesn't have big boobs. So I can there we go. I found what I don't like. I like to watch Opie, that kind of stuff in my hentai. So then she doesn't have that. So there we go. I'm not focused on that. Oh, her lips are sort of not like I have very luscious lips. All right. Yeah. So, all right. Here's another one. All right. So I have very luscious lips because I'm a black man. Because I'm a black man, I have a very luscious lips.
You're beautiful, Jordan.
Oh, thank you, Katie. You're so great too. You're awesome.
Beautifully luscious.
Oh, thank you. So like, what I'll sometimes do is I'll like look at someone and like, you're getting a crush on so and so. It's like, nah, our lips wouldn't align if we were making out. Nah. So whatever. Yeah, that's what I literally do. It's so petty, but it works.
Gonna get you in trouble.
I know, but I don't say it. I just think it. I just whatever.
Okay.
Like I don't say this out loud, Katie. What I'm saying is this is a petty way to help you dissolve feelings for someone, so you don't get them, and then you're like, okay, I'm over it. All right, and then you can talk to them.
I need to put some Katie perspective in here, as a female who has gone through some situations that have been very frustrating, and it's probably going to make me sound very conceited, but like I've had a few situations where I've had friends or business colleagues that I've sincerely wanted to just be business colleagues with or friends with, and then they would try to take it somewhere, and then when I would not reciprocate, they would cut away from me. Sometimes they would just like stop answering or doing a lot of that stuff, and it was just a very sad situation. So one piece of advice I want to give before I talk about how to not get feelings is when you're making friends with a girl, don't treat her like the only reason you're talking to her is because you want to sleep with her. Please don't do that. Talk to her like a human that is a person that is interesting and has things to say and that you want to be around. And actually, those situations are where you might actually find love. Because in my experience, anyone that's ever come up to me with the sole intention of wanting to get with me has generally been shut down immediately, because I wouldn't have interest in that unless I was looking for like hookup culture, but that was a different time in my life. If it was like actually wanting serious things, then it just made me feel sucky. I didn't like it. And
sucky, I get it.
Yeah, it sucks. And so yeah, some advice for like when you're befriending girls and stuff, don't treat them in a way that makes them think while you're talking to them you have those thoughts on your mind. Don't do that. It's none of their business what's in your mind. So therefore, it's not your obligation to tell them what you're thinking about, because it makes them feel awkward and weird, and they're just trying to be friends. However, sometimes you can't help how you feel, but you do control your actions. Therefore, don't.
Yeah, don't like grab her and be like, I love you.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But sometimes you can't control how you feel, and
oh God,
for me. Oh, okay. But
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
For me, because I've definitely been around people that are wonderful, and like if I was single, there would be like situations where like, yeah, you're really cool, and I think there could be potential there. But I am not in that situation, and even when I was single, there would be situations where there might be someone where it just wouldn't be good for that to happen at that time. And what has helped me is just to try to be realistic about, there's a lot of factors, like from lifestyle to emotional compatibility, ethics, morals, stuff like that. Like, because Jordan said he would get like petty and he would think about like, oh, well, maybe her boobs are too big. But think about like realistically compatibility stuff. And sometimes you don't know that until you go on the date. But sometimes if you just ask a girl on a date, it's going to make her think, well, you're only talking to me because you want to go on a date with me.
Yeah,
So
also, I want to make this perfectly, I'm not going to cut you off, Katie, I'll let you finish in a second. Personality is really busted. It's a busted person. Like, it makes people just so super attractive. It's just like, you are just so hot, like, personality-wise. So, I'm just want to say that first. The pettiness is just something to help. But I'm not saying to diss any of the girl. Like, I really hope they do not hear this. So, well, they don't know. You know what? They don't know. I'm fine. Yeah, there you go. Perfectly. Yeah.
The guys I was talking about probably don't listen anyway. So.
Yeah. So you finish what you're saying. Okay, but oh, you know what? Let me say this real quick then. My teacher, my sensei, actually had like a phenomenal quote on this that he told me a while ago. Like, it was a while ago. He was saying, think of it like a river flowing, and then like the river is like your mind, your feelings, whatever you want to do, but then like think of like a piece of trash in the river like going by, whatever, and it's just like, oh, could be an emotional attachment to something, and it's like, oh, you could dive into the river and grab onto it and hold on to that thing when you like go off a waterfall with it, or you can just like notice it there, sliding down the thing, and then get on with your day. It's completely fine. Like, it's completely fine to be attracted to, you know, someone else. It's completely fine to do that and like not act on it. It's like, it's just not okay to act in a certain way that makes them feel uncomfortable or makes them just feel like, oh, I can't be around you anymore, all this stuff. Like, it's okay to just go like, I had that feeling, I acknowledge that feeling, and now that feeling, you know, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to dive in and grab on and hold on to that feeling.
Yeah,
I'm
and on that note, too, and I think this will be, like, my final thought on the question as well, a good way to, like, find love, but also to contain, you know, your feelings in these situations is the best way to do it. Approach every person and situation as if they are just a great opportunity for friendship and happiness in your life. Approach it as if I want to be of use to them, like whether that's emotionally or friendship-wise, and I want them to be that for me. And if you sense a spark, don't immediately jump to, oh, this means we have to get together and get married. Just put a little bit of your aura out there. You know, like maybe stand a little closer to them. Don't touch them. Like put a little of your aura out there, but then pull back and see if they give a little back. And if they do, give a little more, but not crazy. You know, like don't start touching them or saying weird stuff. Just like intimately and slowly start like doing little things that like show interest, but then pull it back. Never give more than you get. And then eventually, if you guys keep putting that aura back and forth, eventually you'll be so close that you'll be close enough that you're like, what? Do you want to do something? Are we doing something here? Like, what's going on? And that's a great way to like keep that under control. Because if you're just putting a little bit out and then going your own way, if they reciprocate, then it's like, oh, cool, maybe something's there. But if they don't, it's no skin off your back. It's not like you committed. It's not like you gave too much of yourself. Never put more in than you're willing to lose in the beginning, definitely. Like, and that's one thing that's helped me, and that's been my best strategy, and I live by it. It's how I've gotten pretty much everywhere today.
And if all that fails, just get a fleshlight. There you go, buddy.
Roll Tide.
There you go.
Oh my god.
This episode is brought to you by Fleshlights. They are one of the best stress relievers in the
They save lives.
Whatever. No, okay, but seriously, bro, like, don't worry about it.
I hope we answered your question.
I really hope if you can go the positive route
on that question.
But it was a good question. All right, but like honestly, if you're one of those people, like try to end up like Katy. Don't be miserable like me. I like hate so many people. So that's what I'm saying. You want to be positive.
There are some people that but
Katy, stop being it. You're adorable. All right, so let's go on to the next question.
All right,
what do you
think?
think?
Next question. We hope we answered that. So, from Instagram, I didn't like your photo, I swear, wants to know, what are some ways to not be stale during a conversation? So, pretty much, that also begs the question, were there any stale moments during this conversation? And if not, do what we did.
Wait, was there a stale? Wait, what? The question was, what are some... Okay, not to be stale. You know what? Here's something I gotta say. All right, so I was talking to some of my friends about this the other day. Because, like, I always feel so incredibly awkward meeting new people. Yeah. Like, I always do. Like, for instance, I went to go visit Katy and her family and friends. Like, I did all this stuff. I was, like, on my best behavior. And I was just like, I hope they like me. Or I hope I'm...
It was awesome.
Okay, and it was just one of those things where I was just like, okay, I want to meet her father, or be polite, meet her family, be polite, her mother, be polite, and then they were all beautiful, lovely people. I'm so grateful. Yay. And then her friends, they were all great as well. Like, her friends invited us to a house, we played Smash. It was great, it was fun, we played a board game, it was awesome. But then it's just like, there's always this bit of just like, okay, I want to talk, but I don't want to do it. It's like, for instance, me and my friend Hirasashi were talking the other day about, like, there are certain things you just will make you look like an asshole the first time you do it. Like, if you are meeting someone for the first time, don't throw a racist joke out there. Like, just don't. All right, that's like for later on in deep friendship, because like that's like a level 10 joke when you should just be starting off with like level 1. Like, this is what things like that. You just don't do it. Don't do that.
I think it comes back to my advice too that I was giving from the last question about like the auras. Essentially, like, don't give more than you're willing to lose in some cases, and especially when you're meeting someone, don't give more than you think they're like. If you don't know what level you're at, then don't try to go to a level 10 joke or do like whatever. Like, don't try to establish, oh, we're already close, when you're not close. Look at really examine like where you are, and if you're not entirely sure, don't take any big risks. Just be like friendly, be a person that is cordial. Remembered for their kindness.
Yeah, cordial.
Like when, or if it's not even just simple politeness, just be someone that's enthusiastically kind, giving, and then gone. Like, and if their memory of you is positive, then the next time maybe you'll get a little closer. But you have your whole life to be friends with somebody, so you don't have to rush into anything. Mm-hmm. And so I think that mindset too can be very helpful for even just conversations with random people. Like, make everything a memorable experience, even if that memorable experience is just simple kindness. Make their day with just a simple, kind word, and then be gone if you feel like you're overstaying any welcome.
Also, alcohol helps a lot. Alcohol will make you not be stale at all. Like, I talk to a bunch of people during parties when I'm like buzzed as heck. Like, oh my god, dude! Like, I remember. No, I'm joking. But okay, like, but alcohol is like liquid courage for a reason. I'm not like. First off, I don't know how old this person is, so I don't want to like say anything. But like, when
I say don't take any risk, I don't mean like never take a risk ever. I mean, don't take any social risk in that you might offend them or do something like weird or mean or cruel. You can definitely take risk in like trying to talk to someone, as long as your risk involves kindness and giving, not like trying to take or be something that you're not. Like, don't play pretend. Like, go into a situation that might be scary, but just be genuine and be kind. And even if that conversation doesn't turn into, whoa, I love you, be my best friend forever. If it turns into, oh, well, it was nice to meet you, that's a win. And it's okay for that to be a win. Not every conversation has to be, yes, now we're going to make a podcast together. Because it never starts out that way.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so for instance, like, an example, not to be stale during a conversation, like, for instance, sometimes when I meet someone new and I feel awkward, like, I feel, what I try to do, if I know someone there, or if someone wants to get into the conversation, I bring up a mutual interest so that we all can talk about something. So it's just like, for instance, if I'm just like by myself, like, I'm typically not the one to initiate conversation. Someone will come up and be like, hi, so what do you do here? Because I'll be perfectly honest. If it's just small talk, I suck at small talk. But if someone I don't know, because I'll just be like, that's cool. Ha, ha, you know, stuff like this, just stuff like that. But if it's like someone brings up something like so what do you think about the new episode that came out this week? I'd be like, I think it was actually really fascinating with this, that, and I'm able to like add more because I'm actually knowledgeable on the subject. Because I have knowledge on it, I'm able to add more. But if I don't have any knowledge of a situation, then I try not to communicate. I just listen. To a conversation. Because I'm trying to think.
That's how I am too. And that actually is why I'm really good at networking in certain situations. But then there's other scenarios where like I'm not in my element, like on a college campus when there's like a sorority nearby. Like I'm just like, oh God, I don't know what to talk about. But when I'm at a convention and I'm at like a party or something, like I'm able to just talk like it's nothing, because these are my people. These are people that want to talk about shows and conventions and the inner workings of blah. And it's, I guess, quote unquote small talk for that scenario. But like if I tried to bring that up other places, it might not go as well. But
yeah, so
yeah, finding those common interests and being able to build on them, and in some cases it's easier, in some it's not.
Okay, no here's a question
solution.
to you then for that then. So like, when did you feel like, oh, I can talk to Jordan, he's like close to me? Because like when we were having our conversation, because like first when we first met at MomoCon, that was the first time we actually met in like real life. And so like I remember I guess kept trying to just play it like super polite. The first time we met, it's just like, hey, I know you, yeah, whatever, okay, bye.
Well,
so like,
I think it comes back to, like, I always harp back on this because I think it's so true to life. It's about like you put a little out, and if they put a little back, then you put a little more. So it's about like the auras. So like with Twitter, like we met over Twitter. So like you put out a post, and I just commented casually like, hey, here's a fact that I know about this. Cool. And you replied back. And then the conversation kept building because I would give a little, you'd give a little, and then it would build to more. So eventually, when we started talking more, we kept giving, and nobody seemed to be receding. So it was a positively building momentum thing. So when
and then I just went and I spilled all my stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. And you're like, oh, that's cool, let me spill mine.
Yeah. By the way, oh yeah, because like one night we were just ranting to each other.
Yeah.
Because like I had said earlier, eventually, if you keep giving a little, eventually you're going to be so close that it just explodes. And then it's like, oh, hey, by the way, here's all of my problems. And that's one way of that happening. So when we were in person at MomoCon, we had already had that type of connection. So then it was just about, giving a little in person, and then seeing if you were comfortable. And if you were comfortable, then I would give a little more, and then you'd give a little more. So it's just about building slowly. There's never a need to rush. You have your whole life to be friends with someone, to love someone. We built
funnel cakes together.
Yeah, we did. And but that's the beauty of it, is that it happens so organically because we just allowed ourselves to just truly go through the motions. Nobody seemed to be forcing or pressing anyone to do anything. And I think that's always important in any relationship or any conversation. Don't force a conversation, or else it will become stale because they might feel kind of weird that you're being pushy about it. Like if you're at a con and you can tell somebody wants to go, don't try to keep them there. Just respectfully be like, oh, thank you for your time. It was really nice to see you. Because that's also advice for networking too. Never rush or make someone feel forced. Make somebody feel like they want to talk to you.
Yeah, read the mood.
Yeah. And that's goes for any conversation or friendship or relationship. Just give a little, take a little, give a little, take a little, and eventually you'll build an empire together. It never happens in a day. I mean, for some people it can happen a little quicker, and you can't ever really truly tell if that will happen though. That's the beauty of it, is that you're always just kind of not sure, but you don't put too much into it. And then when it happens, it feels so special because you were both able to create this from nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also just get drunk. There you go. Perfect.
That's an option. I don't drink personally. I'm just high on
she
life
drinks soda.
And love and
she drinks soda and she gets sugar rushes.
So great, and I love him because he's my friendo.
Yeah. Yeah. Same at you.
One of those dopey laughs, oh
god. Oh yeah, but yeah. You got this.
Those are some tips. So Jordan, what is our next question? Something about a Spider-Verse?
A Spider-Verse? Oh my god. My bro Brig Snipes, aka Jeffrey. How you doing, bro? Glad you're listening to this. He asks, how much did you love Spider-Verse, and what do you want to see in the sequel? Alright. Well, I've seen Spider-Verse 8 times so far.
Because you really saw it 8?
Yes. Yeah, I have. I love that movie.
I'm so jealous.
It's my favorite movie of the year, and it's in my top 10 favorite films of all time. I love that movie. The first time I saw it, I was sort of indifferent on it. Well, I wasn't indifferent on it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But at the ending, because I read the comics, so I already know that, Miles and Gwen, in the comics. I
had no comics knowledge,
yeah. Okay, so when they, did their little thing, I was like, friend. I was like, boy, fucking make out with, god damn it. And I was just, so salty. I was, literally, come on, y'all. Come on, what? You can't have a swirl kiss? Come on. And I was like, oh, then they led up to it in
but on that point, though, I had no knowledge of the comics or anything. So when I was watching it, I want more stories about, loving platonic relationships. So I
we've talked about this before.
So I genuinely did not know that they were a couple in, the canon, which I'm, super happy about. But when I was watching the movie, I genuinely was like, oh my gosh, they like shook hands and they're friends and like they're giving like that look like they just respect each other and they're just like, and it made me so happy because I want to see more of that.
See,
and
I would have just looked at Katy. If that shit had happened in the theater when I was sitting next to Katy, like, they're friends, I would have just gave you like this glare, the saltiest glare,
because I want to see more stories like that. But you know, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that if it is canon that they're together, then like that's great. I'm glad it wasn't like a forced relationship. It seems like they're very happy in the comics, and like I really want to read them now. I've been going to so many stores trying to find the comics because I want to read them, and I can't find them because they keep selling out. Because I think they're so cute. Because some of the pictures Jordan showed me are just so adorable, and
I know they're so great.
But like when I was watching the movie, I was genuinely in love with their characters, and I would have been happy either way. But I was happy to see that they started out, even if it goes to somewhere romantic later, that it started out on the basis of, I'm not here just to talk to you because I want to have sex with you. I'm here with you because I think you're amazing. I want to be your friend. And if that goes somewhere, great. But if not, I want you to know that I respect you and I'm here for you. And that's what I got from the movie. And I liked that.
Well, Katy.
And I'm down to see more, though.
Well, Katy.
What,
He
Jordan?
did try the shoulder touch where he was like, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, so he did. So.
Like, but at the end, he realized, okay, you know, if she doesn't want to do that, that's okay. And I want to be her friend.
And then she booty called him at the end.
Like, wait, what?
Remember?
Oh, no, I thought the ending, they were just like Skyping to say hi. Well, now that I have this new
okay,
knowledge,
yeah.
Now that I have this new knowledge, okay, maybe it was a booty call. And that's beautiful
girl.
If it was. My innocent heart wanted to believe that I had a story of a beautifully formed platonic relationship.
Every batted woman who are friends will eventually fall in love, Katy. Don't you learn this is Earth? Okay, well, you know what? Besides that, which we're grabbing on, I thought the movie was phenomenal. Like, the animation style was just gorgeous. Like, at first it was, I didn't know how to feel about it because it was doing this 3D thing without the 3D glasses. And the voice acting was so good. Like, originally I thought it was going to be salty.
Cage and John Mulaney.
Yes, they were so good. And like freaking like Haley Steinfeld as Gwen was great.
Yes.
What's
his name that played my favorite Spider-Man? Sweatpants.
Oh yeah, Josh. No.
He's in New Girl. And
oh God, I know his voice.
Nicholson.
No. Something. I forget his name. He did great as Spider-Man, fat Spider-Man. Whatever.
He was my favorite character.
I loved him so much. He was so great. But like the voice acting was amazing. The only thing is, as someone who reads the comics a lot, like I know like the whole story and origin of Miles Morales, and that's pretty much brought to live screen. But they changed certain things
about
that.
But the fact that somebody like me, who has not read any comics or knew none of the lore, loved it and fell in love with every aspect of that movie, I think is also a testament to itself. But
oh my God, it's a great movie. Go see it.
John Mulaney as Spider-Pig. I've been a fan of John Mulaney for years. So when I saw he was voice acting, I was like, what?
You got a problem with cartoons? And then Penny Parker was adorable. Penny Parker did her little thing. She was awesome. So I loved how each of them had their own style. Like Penny was anime. The Spider-Ham was like actual cartoony. The other ones were all like CGI, like different CGI films. And then Spider-Noir was great.
And then the way they explored like their emotional relationships, and like I really loved the scene with Miles' uncle and like how he died. Yeah. Like I really liked how they did the scenes with him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna spoil it. Like I just want to say that like their connection was so real, and that there are some scenes that are very sad, and I'm glad they stayed true to those feelings and didn't just write it off as I'm this way now and you're that way.
What do you think of Kingpin's design? His head's growing out his chest.
Okay, this might be my ignorance speaking, but he kind of reminded me of the Penguin from Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, Katy only knows anime, y'all, so she doesn't know about the comic. But it's funny.
I like really zany, cartoony things, and so when it gets serious, I'm just like, what? Can we bring Spider-Ham back?
That was funny. I mean, he was a threat in the movie, but to me,
I liked his motivation, but I was also like, yeah, that's fair. I thought they might have taken it somewhere else, but like, I thought genuinely the motivations throughout the movie were good, and like I liked. I mean, his design, he's just like a giant bus. So
he's just a giant square
but,
with a fucking like.
Yeah, I liked what they did with him. I wouldn't have minded seeing more, but at the same time, I think they did a lot with him, and I liked it.
Yeah, the Prowler, they made him a much better character than he was in the comic books. Miles was great, though. I kept asking, like, how his afro fit in that mask, all right?
Oh,
I don't care.
Gosh.
No stocking cap fits that
What
thing. Trust me, I know.
Is how his sticky powers worked through the Jordans.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh my god, I said the same thing. I was like, how do his like stick powers, like, because it worked for Peter too, like they're in shoes and they're walking up the wall. How does that work? But I was just like, it's a cartoon, because like that's the one thing I love about Spider-Man in animation is like they're able to do a lot more with the mask motions, like where he's able to wink with his mask and do all that. I love it. I love all of that stuff. Like,
but I know
so
cosplayers
great.
that the only way they're able to get it to do that is there's so much tech that they have to put in the mask.
Yeah, they have to do so much tech
to make it do that. So like, it's just like so casual in cartoons. You just
I love it so much in cartoons. But yeah, and then the movie's great. Highly recommend it. I call it better than sex film. Awesome. Definitely go see it in theaters. But also for the sequel, since it's going to be focusing on Miles and Gwen's chocolate and vanilla syrup.
I want it so bad. Like,
yeah, I can't wait.
Now that you told me that it's canon, I ship it so hard. Like, because at first, actually, I was in the car with Zach on the way home from the movie, and I had no prior knowledge of, that they were canon. So Zach said to me, so what do you think about Miles and Gwen? Like, do you ship them? And I said, well, I mean, I guess if they want to be together, sure. But I thought it was a story of a great platonic relationship, and I was excited for that. Like, and so I told him that, and he was like, interesting, because there's lots of people that ship them, and, like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've never read the comics or anything, so I don't know, like, if that's a thing. But I
and
love
JaxBlade showed up on Twitter.
And then you showed me all the pictures, and I was like, oh, my God, I need more of this. Like, I thought I loved them as platonic, but now I want more. Like, because that picture of them, like, kissing upside down, I was just like, ah!
Well, that doesn't happen. Well, that's just a cover, but like they do kiss in the comics.
Okay, good.
No, they do hook up in the but like basically it's the same as because the ending. All right, so it's not really a spoiler because we already talked about it. It's just one of those things you should go see the movie. But like at the end where they're like friends, like they do that in the comics because they kiss. Because they're like, I have feelings, but we're in different dimensions, so we can't be together right now.
Yeah.
But then they say, just friends, and then she says,
honestly,
for now.
If I was going to ship characters, one trope that I don't like in some movies is, like, the fact that they'll introduce a guy and a girl, and automatically it's either, I have to be with you, or else the world will end, or it's like they never look at each other. But in this, and like how it works in real life, if you acknowledge, hey, you're a fucking amazing person and I really like you and I just want to start with that and then it goes to the awesome stuff, I think that's the best route to take. And so I'm excited to see how the relationship blossoms, and I want to see more because I would be satisfied with them just having a beautiful platonic relationship or them getting down in the mud because...
Is that what it's called?
Well, down here in the South, we rolled around in the hay.
Down in the South, that's a Spider-Ham terminology.
No,
Spider-Ham has a bunch of kids with, like, human women?
Oh, really? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, he has a bunch of kids with, like, various women.
Would that be furry?
Well, I mean, he was a spider who got bit by a radioactive pig. So it's not really furry, is it? Because he was a spider.
But... I don't know enough about furry.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'll
explain this to her off air, folks.
I'm glad that if they're going to be together in the sequel, that it started off from a place of like respect and trust and just like the understanding that we don't have to be that, but we could be, but we don't have to be because I respect you and I like you. Friends, and then they make out, and that's awesome. I like that.
Hey.
I like when those lines were established. Yeah, hey. Like, it's so good. Oh, it's such a good movie.
This is a great movie.
I want the comics. I've gone to, like, 3 bookstores. Like, hey, do you
just
want
go
the
on
first
Kindle.
issue of blah, blah, blah? Is there... Because growing up, one of the reasons I read manga was because I could find it online. I could never find comics online. And because there were so many universes. I don't have a Kindle.
Hold on. You know what? I'm going to send you something so you
But I'm reading One Piece right now, and The Promised Neverland, and My Hero Academia.
Here you go.
I did want to take a look. Oh, send it to like Facebook or Twitter or something.
I will. I'll tweet it.
Whatever it is, and we will talk about it afterwards. But yeah, I wouldn't mind reading some of that. because I want it. Because the pictures that you showed me, Jordan, are like everything, and I want more.
I know. Now you know how I feel with the chocolate and vanilla.
I
Swear. I love saying it. I don't know why. That is just like my favorite
when
thing.
You sing it.
Chocolate and vanilla.
But yeah, I think we pretty much answered that one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to our next question, which is a similar topic. Brand Paxman from Instagram would like to know how to get into voice acting. And
when you go into a studio and then you say, like, you read the lines they give you and they say, like, it's time to go to the store. It's time to go to the store.
But how do you get into the studio, Jordan? They don't just let you
ask. You just say, can I go in here? And they're like, okay.
And then they put you on a blacklist because you showed up at their studio without an invitation.
No, this is what you do. All right, look, I watched this whole documentary about Chris Rock saying this at the thing, and he said,
yeah, but that was like 30 years ago.
All you do is you just go in the studio and they say, like, all right, read this. It's time to go to the store. It's time to go to the store. All right. I need to get this. I need to get this. And then you do that for an hour, and then they give you $1 million. And it's so easy. You don't have to worry about it.
You don't even have to. But guys, seriously, I don't know everything. I would like to give you guys some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years about getting into voice acting, because I'm actually able to like get paid and do kind of some of what I love right now. And I'm not like in big studios.
She voices Harley Quinn in DC Universe. Just so
oh my god. Yes,
I'm serious. I'm not joking.
It's all a lie.
No, she's like seriously. Arlene Sorkin trained her to do. I'm not joking.
God damn it.
I'm being serious.
No.
Like she's trying to be humble right now, but I'm being.
I've never met
serious.
Arlene Sorkin, but I would love to.
Okay.
But, okay.
Right.
But on a serious note, like Jordan, have you ever done any voice acting?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I need to see what you do.
No. I've done like voices, but I haven't done like acting. I mean, like there was this one time someone asked me to does narrating count?
Oh yeah, that totally counts.
Okay, I did
started with audiobooks.
I did did you know anime for that Megalobox episode.
You did. You could totally put that on a reel.
And then I did what else?
Oh, what did you do?
I narrated some Christmas bumps for people because they were like, yo, can you do this? And I was like, yeah, coming up next is blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
and then
so cool.
at 9:30, like blah, blah, blah. Ha! Remember
so you did
that.
More like
Stay toasty.
Instead
Booyah.
Of characters.
Yeah. Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually really like commercial reads and I want to get more into it. But, okay, so some tips on how I got into it that can hopefully translate for you guys. I've gone to a few cons and actually spoken about this, and I've kind of grown up in the voice acting scene, in the online world anyway. So I have like a few pointers that I can throw at you. I started out actually with regular acting, with like theater and stuff. And then Chris Niosi, who goes by Kerber online, we had met at Comic-Con actually a long time ago, and he saw that I was doing some local work, and he was like, hey, have you ever thought about getting into voice acting? And that's tip number 1 is networking. You meet people that will teach you things and you learn from them, whether it's the tech side of it to the acting side of it. And he kind of gave me my first start by helping me to get my first microphone and kind of walking me through some of that stuff. And then through him, I was able to meet people that taught me more about the tech side and about like how to really get involved online. And then I had one of my first like big auditions with him and Kira Buckland for a show called Dragon Star. Yeah, Rena-chan. And because I had been doing so much with cons and with everything, I was able to know a lot of people. And so I actually got cast in Dragon Star after auditioning, and that was one of the first like big roles that I got, even though they never made the series. They're still working on it. Kira's still working on it.
Awesome.
But I did get cast in it, and like there were a bunch of people, and I was able to meet more people at cons and do things, and I kept auditioning, kept growing, kept building that network, but also kept consistently doing the work and getting help when I needed it, and creating a network of people that can help you. Like, no one ever is truly self-made. Somebody had to help someone at some point along the way to get where you are, and there's no shame in like accepting that and utilizing that. Like my most recent mic upgrade, my friend Kellen Goff, he does some voice acting. Yeah, he's overhauling My Hero stuff. We met like at AWA, and we all went to dinner for like this thing, and we talked and stuff, and then he was able to help me with some of my mic stuff, and I helped him with some cosplay stuff and some con stuff, and just like, yeah, like, you know, work on your craft, work on training, yeah.
Training your voice.
And sadly, while IT stuff does suck, you do kind of have to learn to be a bit of an audio engineer to really do auditions and stuff. Not that you have to be perfect at audio editing and syncing and all that stuff. Like, because most of the time, whoever you're sending your lines to, they're going to do most of the editing. Hopefully all of it. But, like, you have to get your mic to work. You have to get your recording equipment to work. You have to be able to send off and cut up your auditions and put them in the right format. And that's how it kind of works in this day and age. Most voice actors audition from home. It's beautiful and lovely and amazing if you can audition in studio, but you would have to move somewhere like Texas or LA or Burbank, more specifically, and sometimes New York, and there might be a few other places, but those are like
Vancouver.
The place. Maybe Vancouver, yeah. Those are like the places that you would be able to make a living, but it is possible to get like fulfilling jobs online and stuff. And when you look at groups like Team 4-Star, how far they've been able to come, and they make an official dub now, making their own studio, starting from their little booths at home to redubbing anime. It's like, it's all about creating your own work and creating your own path in this day and age, and meeting people along the way that can push you in the right direction and honing your craft. It's about acting first, but sadly you do have to wear a lot of hats to be able to do a lot in a creative industry. Like, sometimes it helps to be a writer. Sometimes it helps to know how to direct. It's really about getting as many skills as you can, and focusing on growing skills and being good to work with.
Right.
Those are some skills that are very important, because like, if you're great to work with, if you are efficient, if you get your stuff in on time, if you seem reliable, people are going to come back to you. And yet that means you have to have consistently good quality work, and that can be hard to build. So building that reputation is also so important. Like, it's not just getting in front of a microphone and being good. That's only a part of it, sadly. and there's a lot of luck that goes into it, which is why you have to be able to build a strong foundation for yourself so that when opportunity strikes, you're ready.
Also, it's not like just act. Like, you actually have to act. Like, you can't just go like, you can't just go, oh, boy. Voice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you can do a ton of funny voices. Like, I can do a ton of funny voices, but I can't act with those funny voices. Like, I mean, I can act if I'm like trying to get out of school. Like, oh yes, Jordan needs to get out of school today because she's sick and has diarrhea. You know, stuff like that.
And
just
like, don't compare yourself to others, and your journey will never be the same as someone else's. Like, because there's some people that look at the amount of work that I've done and where I am and who I know, etc., and they're like, whoa, Katy's made it. But when I compare myself to like my friends or other people that I look at, I'm like, I haven't even done this yet. I'm not in a game. I'm not in this. But I do have like steady work that I do right now, and it's fulfilling, and that's what's most important. But there's always going to be more that you want. You never truly, quote unquote, make it, because there will always be more, and you always need to be hungry and never satisfied. But be content and enjoy every step of the process, and find ways to enjoy even the hard parts. Because like, I don't like the IT part very much, but getting good at it makes me feel better, and it makes me want to learn more so that I can do my work better. And that's what's important, because I love doing this, and so if I have to get better at this aspect in order to do this, then I will. And if you can keep that mindset, then that's what'll get you far. And I'm not crazy far yet, but I'm young, and I've been doing it for a while, so maybe one day I'll get a game. I've had a few auditions for games, and that's even crazy. I even had like 2 auditions for Team 4-Star. I didn't get them, and I'm not going to say what they were, but like, I did, and it felt really awesome. Even though I didn't book it, it's like little milestones like that like, you just need to let yourself be proud of and move forward with those. And yeah, those are my tips on getting into voice acting.
Yeah.
And
I don't voice act, so I don't know.
Oh man.
Go to school and learn to act. There you go. Do that first.
There are schools for it too. Like, there's the freelance route, but you can also go to school. There's not a school out here where I am for it, but you know, you can just do acting, learn acting, go to school for generic acting, and
exactly
build from there.
And seriously though, listen to Katy. She's the voice of Harley Quinn in the game. I'm saying this.
Oh my
She doesn't want me to say this, but she is. All right. Yeah. So what's the next question, Katy?
It is actually your question.
Oh shit! It is my question.
It's that silly one that you picked.
Okay. All right, Katy. I'm gonna put this to you. This is from ChillMax27.
All right.
How would you personally react if some random guy tackled you in the middle of the night, came into your home, ate your food, then told you he didn't like your food, and then said you gotta be careful because dangerous animals are outside, and then hopped out your house down the street? And I know exactly what he's doing because I said this question. He just copied and pasted my old question from what I said before. So
Jordan, I know what I would do.
Okay, so what would you do in this situation?
I'd bring out my karaoke machine and I would begin to sing a song, Jordan. Do you know this song?
It's an upbeat inspiration.
It goes a little something like this. Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Gotta get up, gotta start going. I'm gonna see a friend
out with
tonight.
The crew at the schoolyard, finding trouble, never looking. Cause
I love that song.
It's the kick in the pants.
Have you seen the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the '90s one?
No, I haven't.
That was the one that you used to grow up with. It was a good one. Because it was like it used to come on like Disney Channel, and it was like he's constantly funny, he's on Winnie funny, his Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear. I love that episode. I love that series so much. But this is from the classic one.
But it's been forever. But okay, yeah. So in this situation,
so let's say your dad's asleep, your mom's asleep, they're asleep in the other room. Princess is knocked out in the corner of the couch. Your dog is outside in the back chasing like random squirrels, and you are just like, what is that noise? So you go and you answer the door. Some random guy just tackles you and then walks
I would scream bloody murder.
You would scream?
If somebody tackled me in the middle of the night, yeah.
What if he says, shut up, I'm just trying to get something to eat?
I would scream louder. He's going to hurt me.
Okay, all right, how about this? All right. What if, all right, let's say this. Let's say your mom...
there is someone unprompted on my property opening my house in the middle of the night, and I am defenseless. Okay. I am screaming bloody murder, calling the police, getting a gun or knife,
I want to know, okay, so let's say your parents aren't there for this. Let's say like your parents...
Oh my God, I would die.
No, it's just Tigger. He's attacking you.
He's attacking me.
Yeah, it's just Tigger.
I don't think there's any way you can say this question without me being realistic and
what is
Tigger? I would
punch
him.
But it's Tigger. Yeah. It's a toy stuffed doll. It's attacking you.
His stuffing out for trying to murder me.
Well, he was not trying to murder you. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna just put it to the door. Like, okay, you hear a at the door. And you're like, what is that?
I would start crying. I'd be so scared. I'm being real right now.
It's a toy.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. I'm just hearing noise.
All right, so you open the door. All right, what if all the lights are on?
I'm hiding.
What if all the lights are on?
I call 911.
All right, let's say the phones are down. Let's put you in a Woody the Pooh situation because I'm trying to figure out how you would react if a freaking anthropomorphic tiger doll just pounced on you, then went in your kitchen and started eating your cookies.
I would have a panic attack, Jordan.
There's
not a funny
tiger doll.
There's not a funny answer to this question from me, Jordan. I would freak the fuck out.
You wouldn't be like, oh, it's Tigger.
Nope. I have no sense of wonder in this situation. I am freaked the fuck out and I am running.
Okay, what if he just knocks on your door and doesn't pounce on you?
I mean, at midnight, if somebody knocks on my door, I'm looking out the window and I'm calling the police if they look like...
What if you see on the cameras it is Tigger?
I would be scared and I'd probably call the FBI because I don't...
Did you see Christopher Robin, that movie?
We don't live in a cartoon universe, Jordan. We live in the real world.
What if it happened?
In the real world, there's always an ulterior motive.
But Christopher Robin was a real movie.
No, but we're not in the real world. He's still in a movie.
It was a documentary, though. It's based on a real person. You know that, right?
It's a real movie. But the real person it's based on didn't have an anthropomorphic person coming to him because magic's not real and Santa's not real. You don't know this? Santa's not real, Jordan.
No, what? Shut up. No, yeah, he is.
Tigger's coming to murder you.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He has a knife.
Okay, what if it was an actual tiger?
Because I am the only one that will kill you.
Well, okay, what if it was an actual tiger and it just like tackled you, then went in the kitchen?
Well, I would.
You can't really scream if it was an actual.
I couldn't defend myself against a tiger.
Well, what if the tiger's not?
I'm not buff like you.
Okay, what if I can't fucking fight a tiger? What are you talking about? Okay, so like, what if the tiger? All right, you open the door, tiger jumps in. It's not after you. It's not after your dogs.
I'm sorry,
it just wants
that
food.
Asked this question. I'm not giving you a very fun answer.
I just want to. You're giving me a fun answer right now. So, okay. So all right. So this tiger.
Fun.
No, this tiger just hops in, walks through the house. Like, you remember that book, There's an Alligator Under My Bed?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like that, where like the crocodile just walks into your house, and you. All right. You wake up in the middle of the night, you see a tiger in your fridge.
Oh my god!
What do?
I would scream. I don't.
You would scream? That would make the tiger look at you.
Yeah, I can't control when I have a panic attack, Jordan.
I'm not trying to make you have a bad. I'm just asking you a question.
About if a deadly animal is in my home.
Tigger's not deadly.
A tiger is deadly.
I just said it's docile.
But I don't know that. In that situation, I don't know that it's docile.
Look,
if it had a trainer with it.
Okay, look. You know you're gonna be fine because
I'm no fun, Jordan.
Your dog walked into your room and has nothing wrong with it. Like, Princess is completely 100% fine. So, yeah, like, you know for a fact that you're 100% fine then, because your dog's fine. See? Because the tiger would have to walk by it. The tiger would have to walk by Princess. And didn't, touch
This question confuses me, Jordan.
Okay, you know what? So for me, personally, I'd be like, what? Honestly, I would just inform them at gunpoint to leave. There we go.
But they're docile, Jordan.
Yeah, I'd just inform them at gunpoint to leave. I'd be like, what the hell are you doing?
But what if you didn't have a gun on you?
I have a gun on me, honey. I have several guns around my house. So whatever.
Well, okay, fine. Then I'm going to take us to our last question because this actually segues perfectly. And I'm sorry, Mr. Chillmax27, that I take things very seriously when it comes to tigers in my home trying to eat me.
It's a Tigger. Nope.
Tigger's gonna die.
And I'm apparently not, because you're just having a freaking scream.
I'm a baby, dude, in a zombie apocalypse, I would die immediately. I am not about this life of defending myself against these anthropomorphic tigers. But anyway, God. Our last question for the night comes from Tom. Tom PQ. Tom E.
Hey, it's our boy Tom.
It's our boy Tom from Instagram, Twitter, and the Roundtable, who you should check out. And his question is, how do you be cool?
Get a gun.
And I think Jordan's way cooler than me because I don't have a gun. I have terror within my heart when a tiger comes in the middle of the night.
It's a Tigger. You keep switching it around when it's a tiger.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is that they will eat me alive.
Oh, God. All right, so you just want honey.
So, Tom, listen, to be cool, you just got to be yourself.
No,
and
that's lame. Don't give him that
says
advice.
that there's a tiger in your house, it's okay to not have a gun and be a badass with sunglasses. It's okay to just acknowledge that that's a scary-ass situation, okay? Yeah. And
fear is for the weak, Tom. You need to close off your emotions.
Fear keeps you safe and to live another day.
But can you really close off your emotions so that you don't feel like you're judging your Vanglish? Okay, I can't remember the Nicolas Cage quote.
What do you want from me? So yeah, God. Tom, that's pretty much how you be cool.
You know what? I'm going to give him a serious answer because this one's being a doof and can't fight off a freaking toy animal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not strong like you.
Freaking toy animal. Wow, yeah. Go keep bench pressing them SpongeBob weights. All right, there you go. All right, Tom. Real talk, dude. I think being cool literally just comes from, not caring what others think and just being like really chill. Because like people tell me all the time, and I'm not saying this like to boast. People say I'm cool, and I don't see it at all. Like people tell me
down,
and you just can't do it today. But all right, so Tom, I can see your frown, but it's just gonna be a. See, I'm trying to give the boy actual advice. Why are you doing this?
There's no giving up.
Tom, I'm so sorry.
Inside. Yeah, that's what's up.
Don't worry, she's gonna get eaten by a toy animal later tonight.
It's the kick in the pants.
All right, shut up now.
Okay, that's how you be cool. You sing Teen Titans Go and interrupt your friend.
No. All right, but Tom, really. All right, if you're just trying to be like cool, like I think it's what I look at is cool, like, because cool is different to everyone. Like, to me personally, I think it's just like being the chill person.
With you.
I think it's just being that chill person. It's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. I don't mind doing that. Like, you don't talk down to anyone. You talk to everyone like as mutual respects. Yeah, like not being a pushover. Like, like, hey, can I get this for you guys? Can I get this for you guys? Like, that's a bit like, oh, you're trying too hard at that point. But if you're just like, yeah, guys, you want to go get something to eat, to go get drinks? Oh yeah, sure, whatever. And like just talking, having cool conversation, just
put a
really
little in,
mellow.
Get a little back, like. Yeah, I think it kind of comes back to...
Is that we're going to name the podcast, give a little this, give a little...
Oh my God. Like, it kind of comes back to, like, the conversation we were having earlier about, like, how to not have a still conversation or, like, whatever. Like, it's just about kind of reading people and, like, understanding, like, that there's no rush. And, like, I think the coolest people kind of take things at a pace that works for them. And, like, they know how to kind of read that and read a room and understand, like, hey, I'm here. And I think I'm pretty great. And I have things to offer. I have kindness. I have, like, some cool thoughts and stuff. I have a booty, Those are all you need. No.
Yeah.
And, just go into a situation and just be a kind memory. And, like, the next time you interact or during that conversation, you might be able to build something. Like, don't think you have to go into something being this amazing, cool person that's remembered for being the coolest.
Also, I want to...
Being remembered for being kind and nice and, like, having a great, genuine conversation, even if it doesn't last very long, is really cool. And people remember that. They'll remember you, and they'll want to talk to you again.
Exactly, because people, like, one of the things here is, like, a lot of people always say, like, oh, I like that person. They're, like, pretty cool, like, pretty chill, because they're just, like, they don't talk down to other people. They don't talk about other people, like, because one of the things, like, there are people who are so-called cool today that I, like, just go, like, all right, I'm not digging this, because they, like, always talking crap about other people for whatever reason and, like, bringing others down. And to me, the cool person is just like, just minding my own business, and if they need to, put someone in place, they do it in like a respectful way. Not in this, they do it in a way that's just like, it wasn't like childish or petty. Like, it's like, okay, that's what happened. Well, I'm ending this right now. And then, you get on with it. Or, how to be cool. Like, you just utmost confidence in yourself, like Katy said, where you're just like, yeah, I'm just, chill here. If they don't like me, like, confidence is going into a room and knowing that, oh, if they don't like me, I'm okay with the fact that, but that doesn't mean you should go out your way to, like, make people not like you, but it just means, like, okay, if these certain people, like, if you go into, like, a place where these people are like, oh, this ruffian is just absolutely dreadful, what a mongrel-looking man, and it's just like, all right, whatever, dude, I'm just minding my own business, chilling, doing that thing, like, that says a lot about your character, that you're just like, okay, whatever, like, you're not reacting in certain ways. Also, just keeping a level head, like, there are so many times where people are spazzing out, freaking out over something, and the person who's just, like, chill, mellow, like, guys, let's relax, let's think this out, like, we got this, okay, like, it's always, like, cool to have that cool temperament, like, literally being cool-headed makes you cooler as a person, just like, yeah, I'm glad that person was here, they kept me from acting this way. It really says a lot about your character.
Like, I sound like an after-school special, or, like, I'm sure that we both do, but it's just, like, about respecting people and being kind and just giving parts of yourself that you think others can learn from and be on the same page with you about. Like, finding those common grounds and letting them into that and, like, sharing that experience and, like, creating those relationships and being that person makes you cool. Like, I've never, like, because I know in high school there was the thought, they're like, oh, those are the cool kids because they were perceived
they just
as,
sit
like, having,
and
like,
pose
all the status and power and stuff. And maybe because they were good at networking in those spectrums. But what I always found cool were the people that I hung out with and that I respected. Not that, like, they weren't good people. I'm not saying, like, oh, fuck those cool kids. I'm saying, like, the people that I found cool and amazing were the people that treated me with kindness and love and, like, had a conversation with me about something that I loved, and we shared a connection, and I wanted to spend more time with them because they gave me something that others couldn't give me. They gave me that feeling of being heard and connected to, and that is what cool is to me. And that's why I love going to conventions, because I think conventions are cool because they have all of that. They are the place where I feel like people want to see and hear what I have to say, and want to be around me, and that I can make people happy, and that's what's cool to me.
And,
yeah,
you don't have to have
scenarios. Yeah.
No, but you don't have to have like a niche, like a talent or something like that. 'Cause, I mean, there are some certain things that are cool. Like, for instance, like I have friends who, do human flags and all the other stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's so badass and cool. Or like I have friends who like are martial artists or fighters. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I think Katy's cool because like she can freaking sing, but she can also freestyle like a badass. And I'm like, that is so cool. But she's also a cool person, and I like talking to her. So, like that's why I think she's cool.
Just being unequivocally like. Or what's the word? Just like owning what you are and acknowledging like what you're good at and just like doing it. Like Jordan's really good at like working out and being fit and stuff. And I have friends that are amazing at drawing, and I can't draw at all. And having like, you don't even have to have a skill, but having something that you love and enjoy and like put yourself into, I think that's cool. And
yeah, exactly. If you have a skill, like one skill that you worked your ass off on, that makes you really cool. Like, for instance, Tom, you're on a channel with like the 500,000 channel, or maybe you're past it now with the round table. Yeah. Like the stuff you do, your videos you make are really cool, and the topics you do are really cool. Like you're cool for that.
Yeah, but even if you didn't have that, if you were just a person that genuinely wants to create like kindness, and like whenever you're around people, if you make them feel welcome and wanted and accepted, and you're able to give them that connection, which I'm sure you do on your channel, like I think that is cool. And the medium in which you express that doesn't necessarily have to be a YouTube channel. It can just be you're at a party and you're just having fun, and maybe you're really good at beer pong, and maybe you make people happy by throwing the beer pong balls or whatever. Everybody has something that they're good at, but even if they don't have a specialized skill, that their skill can just be, hey, I make people feel good.
Yeah.
Whether it's just in a conversation or through a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Word.
So coolness always comes back to kindness.
And also get sunglasses and put your hat on the side, like tilted, and say dope every time. That makes you extra cool.
Yeah, you gotta say swag every other word, swag.
No, because swag is that thing that they told you about, which...
Swag.
No.
Swag.
No.
Swag.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Chilling by the fire while we're eating fondue.
Dork. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's how you be cool. I think we answered that. Ooh. Oh, Jordan, did your microphone? Oh, no. Hey, guys, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but I'm going to edit it to right here. But luckily, we were able to answer that last question, so it worked out. So I just have to chop it up, and then it's going to start with
Tom,
me saying, hey, guys.
Be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, just be cool. So, I think we did a good job this episode. I think
that was a fun episode.
I think that was pretty good. Yeah, I think this was needed. I think we had some really good questions, and thank you guys so much for listening and giving us questions. And yeah, let's just do the outro real quick. So where can they find you, Jordan?
You can find me on YouTube at JaxBlade. You can find me at Twitter at JaxBlade. You can also find me at JaxBlade.com if you're trying to get motivation for the new year to do whatever you want to be better, because I have a new ebook called A Hero's Will, and I also have a new thing coming called The Mighty Guide, which you're going to definitely love for all those people who want to work out at home. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter, JaxBlade Fitness, Facebook, Jordan JaxBlade Downs, Instagram, JaxBlade. Yeah, that is about it. But what about you, Miss KaniDay?
All right, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch.
Twitch too.
Find him at Twitch. All at KaniDay Official, KaniDay Official. Well, on Facebook it's KaniDay Cosplay. But yeah, pretty much if there's a social media site that I'm on, it's going to be KaniDay, whatever, and nobody else. No, I completely deleted that name, so don't look for that.
But I don't know how many Kit Kats I'm supposed to eat on cheat day now.
You should eat 5. 5 is a good number.
Why?
Because
is that
it's
like
delicious.
5 different bars or 5 pairs?
5 different flavors.
Okay.
Yes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the
final Weird Flex
But Okay podcast. Wait, the final?
Well,
it's
just
the
third
third
year.
Oh heck! Oh my gosh, it's about to be 2019.
Yeah, we'll see you next year, y'all.
We'll see you next year, everybody. Thick thighs save lives.
Thick thighs, do something good. If you have a new year, new me bullshit,
new year,
make sure you actually stick to it.
Do it. We can't wait to see you next year. Okay, bye.
Bye, Nee. I'm so awesome.